Hi everyone, welcome to Taji's World of Books, and this is my monthly reading wrap-up. Hey you guys, welcome back, and I'm going to do a monthly reading wrap-up. I'm going to try to link the videos because, you know, I've been doing weekly reading wrap-ups, but I wanted to come together and talk about all the books that I have read for this month. So let's get started. So I thought that I would start with some statistics, and to start off with, I read 35 books for this month. Wow! I'm so proud of myself that I read that many books, and quarantine helps. So for me, it's pretty impressive. And that works out to be 11,293 pages for any of you guys that are interested. And then my breakdown are as follows: 16 5-star, 16 4-star, and 3 3-star. So as I was trying to figure out, because 35 books, you guys don't want to sit through a long video like that. Like, I just want to give you like the nuts and bolts of it and to get through it pretty quickly. So what I thought I would do is organize them according to groups. Groups 1, 2, 3, and 4, because I read in series, and when I start on a series, I read all the way through and I finish all the books that have been published in the series to date. So if I group them in groups and go through the books, just really briefly tell you what the series is about and then tell you the books that are out and which order to read them in, I thought that that would be enjoyable and helpful for you guys, since I've already done the research, especially in the Nalini Singh's Psy-Changeling Series. So that'll help you to order the books in the correct order. Okay, so to start off with, I got my trusty notes because you guys know my memory is bad. To start off with, we're going to start with the League Nemesis Rising, Sherrilyn Kenyon. So there are 11 books in this series, and this is an ongoing series that she is currently writing. So there's another book to be published in 2021, something like that. Welcome to a world where there is corruption and assassinations. Politics dominates everything and everyone, because sometimes the cruel are really worse than the illness or the sickness that infects them. So basically, it's a world where it's kill or be killed. You have assassins and you get assassinated, and you have bounties, and you're either hunted or you're the prey. It's action-packed, it's full on, it brings everything, it gives you all the feels. So basically, there are those who protect you and those who hunt you. There are the men and women that come from the regular streets where everybody else comes from, but basically they have bloody, bad backgrounds, and they are basically trying to survive. So you decide whether you are prey or you are doing the chasing. And every book has a happily ever after, if you will, in that particular book, but then there's an ongoing plot line that follows, that connects all the books together. So in this month, I read Born of Defiance, Born of Betrayal, Born of Legend, Born of Vengeance, and then this last little novella, Born of Rage. And this is the last book that Sherrilyn has put out, and so we're waiting for the next book in the series to come out. So that would be the end of my group 1. And I will link those videos up here if you're interested in checking out an in-depth review of all of those books. Okay, so then on to group 2, the Game Maker series. And this is Kresley Cole. And this series is about a different brother in each of the books. The first book is The Professional, and this is about a Mafia enforcer named Aleksei. His name is Aleksei Sevastyan, and he is very loyal to his boss, and he is sent to protect the boss's daughter, and he's a bodyguard, and when he finds her, he basically falls for her. So it's their story. So, and this series also involves lots of BDSM and lots of permission, consent, understanding your partner's needs, and it's a great series. The second book is The Master. This is about Maximilian and Katerina, and it is hot, steamy, lots of steamy time, forced proximity, pretty heated, hot story. And then the final book in the series is about the youngest brother, Dimitri, and Dimitri meets a con artist, Victoria, and they embark on a story. And again, very, very steamy, and I will link the videos above if you're interested. Hale by K Webster. And this story, oh my gosh, let me tell you, this is not for everybody. It's intense, it's raw, it's emotional. It is a love story between a brother and a sister. And many people are not going to be able to handle it. And it's a ride. It's very, very emotional. I'll link my in-depth review here if you're interested in checking out more about it. I'm still thinking about that story because it just brought together so much. All right, and so the bulk of my review is going to be in group 4, and this is the Psy-Changeling Series. This is Nalini Singh. There are 17 books in total in the main series, and then there are 3 bind-up books that contain short stories, and then a myriad of other like short stories that you can find on Nalini's website. So let's talk about it just really briefly, and then we can look at the books. So it takes place in a futuristic society. There are the 2 strongest changeling packs in North America, set in like Northern California. And it's the Dark River Leopards, and then they control the San Francisco area, and then the Snow Dancer Wolf Pack that control the rest of California. And then you have this other group of people that are these icy emotionalist Psy, and they are under the control of the powerful council of 7 beings with very different goals. Okay? And then there are the human faction as well. And the humans are often thought of as the weakest of the 3 races because they don't have shields that protect their minds, and they can be easily controlled. And so the books tell a story of this world that she has built, where you've got the Snow Dancer pack, you've got the Dark River pack, you've got the Psy, and you've got the humans. And they are breaking out of this period that they have all lived in for a long period of time. Things are slowly changing, and as things change, how do they find a way to interact and be together and live in the same world together and cooperate and work together without killing each other? Every book ends in happily ever after. Every book is a story of 2 people, a couple, that have to find their way. These are all broken people in various ways, but they're finding their way to be together and to love one another. And again, there is a main plot. That's the love interest between the couple, and then there's the ongoing story of the world building that Nalini Singh has done a fabulous job of doing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the order to read this series in, because especially for Nalini Singh, it is kind of difficult to figure out the reading order in a way that it makes the most sense. So we're going to start with In Wild Invitation. There is a short story called Beat of Temptation. And you really should start with Beat of Temptation because that is Tammy and Nate's story. And so they really introduce the pack for you. So you start with Beat of Temptation. Then you move on to Slave of Sensation. Then you move on to Visions of Heat. Then you move on to Echo of Silence. That's in Wild Embrace. Then Caressed by Ice, Mind to Possess, Hostage to Pleasure. Then we want to go to Dorian's follow-up story. That's in Wild Embrace. Then we read Branded by Fire, Blaze of Memory. Then there's a short story that you can find on Nalini's website that's called Christmas in the Kitchen. And it also is a free Audible download that's super cute. If you listen to it on Audible, it's like 10 minutes. It's very short. Then Bonds of Justice. Then we want to go back to Wild Invitation, and there's Declaration of Courtship, Kiss of Snow, Texture of Intimacy, that's here, Play of Passion, Tangle of Need, Partners of Persuasion, that's in Wild Embrace, Heart of Obsidian, Shields of Winter, Shards of Hope. Now this is the end of season 1 of Nalini Singh's Psy-Changeling Series. Now we're moving into season 2. Allegiance of Honor is a wrap-up of all of season 1. Season 2 starts with Silver Silence, Ocean Light, Wolf's Reign, and finally ending with Alpha Night. And I will link all of those videos in the link above so that you can go and check out all of my weekly wrap-ups. That also is an ongoing series, and the last book was put out in 2020, and I believe she's going to release another book in 2021 in the Psy-Changeling Series Season 2. Okay, so that is it for my first monthly wrap-up. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all you guys' love and support. And remember, I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.